Hi, everybody. I'm Jay Jennings.
I'm Tom Betts.
And welcome to episode 34 of Once Upon a Time in Spaghetti Westerns, the podcast. Today we're continuing with part 2 of our, look at the known and the unknown, Tom.
Right.
But I'm calling it Spaghetti Western Character Actors.
Character Actors, that's fine.
Anyway, where would the show be without our favorite and most popular opening, Tom? So let's get to that right now. Tom doing some neck exercises, right?
I'm going with a church bell.
Oh, exactly. So am I.
Let's start with a trivia question.
Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Ask the audience, what movie is that scene with the church bell from?
Oh, I think that's too easy, Tom.
No, I bet you it isn't.
Let me just ask you, is it with this guy next to me?
No.
Okay, good. I'm wrong. You know what my guess was?
What?
What is it? The one with the "Don't get married today, or I'll kill you both."
Oh yeah, the one with Franco Nero. Yeah, today. Yeah, right.
Anyway, so welcome to the show, everybody. I'm sure someone will get that real quick. I'm Jay Jennings, spaghetti western collector, and I guess the archivist as well, Tom. As are you. This is the one. Yeah. The one and only Tom Betts, who's been doing this a little longer than I have. He is the last word, folks, in Spaghetti Western. He says no. I'd put him on a list with some other dignitaries, but it starts with Tom Betts. Anyway, folks, today we're going to have a great show, as well as at the end of the show, we'll have Book of the Week, and then we'll have Album of the Week, and then we have Autograph of the Week, and then Tom takes us back into the past in the WAI vault.
We're not going to have a WA vault of the week this week.
There's not going on?
No.
One or two sentences? Okay.
Nothing.
Well, I'm sure the weekly news is what most people care about. They go, get Jay off. Jay, stop talking. Get right to the weekly news. And if I had it in my drithers or withers or whatever, I'd have it the weekly news for 2 hours. I would take off the mic and I would listen to you, Tom, for 2 hours talk about spaghetti.
Sure, Jay. It's just like you listening to the construction work. Yeah, okay.
9 weeks of construction. 9 weeks. About 30 feet away. Anyway, here is Duco. We're going to shoot, don't talk. One of my favorite figures. It moves, it grooves, it dances. But
does it dig? Does it dig? Does it dig?
Yes, he does the jig too.
No, not jig. Dig.
Oh, okay.
There's two people in this world. Those with loaded guns and those that dig. Does he dig?
Right. Not everybody with a noose around their neck is meant to hang. Or someone has an angel. I don't know, Tom. Anyway, I've got many of these. This is one of my favorites. So lifelike. I don't want to touch it or he might fall apart. But anyway, it's another addition to the Spaghetti Western Poster and Autograph Museum. Anyway, if you have questions for the great Tom Betts, put them in the comments. Don't know if I've failed to mention that. This is a show for the fans to interact with us. So, Tom, what's your T-shirt today, by the way?
Sweatshirt. It's cold over here in Anaheim, in Maria. I'm sorry. It's Clint.
Don't give away our trade secrets, Tom. So I'm in my basement, nothing wrong with that. My wife and kid are having a wonderful brunch in the room next door. And Tom's in Almeria. So we're just having
that was one of the things that interested me when I went to Almeria, was that there's so many things in southern Spain that are just like California. We stayed in a town called San Jose. The mountains are called the Sierra Nevadas. I mean, it's just like you're in Los Angeles. So it was easy to get used to.
Right. So no, you've taken away the fourth wall, Tom. So we're not in Almeria. We never have been. Tom's at home. I'm at home. Only his is nicer than mine. But anyway, let's get to the topic at hand. 5 minutes into the show, we have the gift of gab, as we always do. We talk about other things, not just what's on this show. Tom, just like life, sometimes you're interrupted with other things. You go off on a tangent and other modes. But we want to welcome you all. And Tom, at the end, is going to thank a new time zone, where if you're watching us in the West Coast, it's noon, and if it's in the East Coast, it's 3 p.m. And if it's in the European zone, it's 9. In the UK, it's 8. Tom also says, if you're where, Tom?
In Japan, it's 5 a.m., not 4.
It's not 4 anymore, Tom.
Yeah.
They just changed it. We changed it to 5 a.m.
Paul told me they changed it a couple of months ago. They've been getting up early and not being, and he falls asleep by the time he's waiting for the show to come on.
They say, Tom, they are a changing.
That's it.
All right. So today's topic is Character Actors Part 2. There's a lot of them, Tom. This might be more than a 4-part podcast. This might be, or if I said, if I pass out or have a coronary.
Now, Jay sent me the original list, and they're scrambled. I sent it back to him alphabetized, and that's what he's going to use, but I still have the scrambled list, so I'm going to scramble when we start talking about some of these people.
Okay. So let's get to the show at hand, Tom. Character actors. We left off. I think I'm going to, let's see. Who did we start with? We left off with, Fernando Bilbao. Very recognizable character actor, very sinister-looking guy. Tom, you want to take the reins on his background?
Fernando looks, a lot of times, he looks like he stuck his finger in a light socket. He's always got that hair that just goes everywhere.
It's a nice look.
Yeah, nice look. Big guy, heavy set, usually played bandits or was a sidekick for comedy reasons.
Right.
Also known as Fernando Arian, Fernando Bill, Eddie Dentine, Fred Harris, and Fred Harrison. And he's one of these that when he started out, he used his real name. And as he got more popular, he went to the English pseudonyms. So
all the Italian stars, Tom, for some odd reason, went with 2 or 3 names. We're going to be doing, I guess, we're not doing it. I thought we were going to do an alternate name show, but this series takes care of that.
Yep.
They all changed their names 3 or 4 times.
Either that or the publicist did. To make it sound an English or American sound name. So I don't think a lot of times they had their own say. There he is again. Yep.
Which one?
Anyways, he was born Fernando Arian Egezabal, Egezabal. I'm guessing he was born in the early 40s in Bilbao, Vizcaya, Spain. He was a production manager as well as a film actor. Right. And he starts out in 1964 in Cavalry Charge, The Secret of Captain O'Hara, both 64, Dollars for a Fast Gun, Finger on the Trigger, Johnny West as Eddie Dentine, Relentless 4, all in 65. The Big Gun Down in 66, he was one of the widow's ranch hands. Django Does Not Forgive, both 66. For a Few Bullets More, 67. Gatling Gun, 68. Arizona Returns in 70. Gunman in Town, 70. A Man Called Apocalypse Joe, 70. Boldest Job in the West, 71 as Little Steve.
No, Tom.
Tom,
let me interrupt you. Just got a couple comments. Is there a way you could lower your mic, perhaps, just a tad, or put it away from you? A little bit far away from the mic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying. It pushes the count.
Okay.
There you go. How's that? Okay. Now they call him Sacramento. So he went from Little Steve in the Boldest Job in the West to Big Jim, and now they call him Sacramento as Fred Harrison. And that's where he starts the Fred Harrison pseudonym. Desmariados Muertos para Tex. Fast Hand to Steal My Name, 73. Three Supermen in the West, 73. Yankee Doodler, 73. And his last was Whiskey and Ghosts in 74.
Wow, that's quite a lot of films. Yeah, he's got that recognizable face. We can even show one more photo from one of his movies. This is the one I remember, is the big hulking third guy down the row.
Yep.
Do his best.
Always has a beard, always has the frizzy hair.
Right. Looks like actually, you know what? There seems like this basically says there might have been Tom, an influx of gentlemen who had that Mario Brega.
Bud
Who's that
Spencer
other?
type look.
Right, or the other guy, or who's the third guy? Who's
Pedro Sanchez.
or the guy who's Sabata's sidekick?
Yeah, Pedro Sanchez. Yep.
Oh, yeah. They all are that heavy set type, but this guy was huge. He could have been a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
But anyway, so okay, thank you for that. Good actor. I'm glad we're talking about him. As I said, please leave your comments, who some of your favorite character actors were, below here on the Spaghetti Westerns podcast. Next one is Furio Manakani. Oh my God, Tom, they should have you read all of these while I just drink my coffee. This is absurd. I don't know if we could even, Tom, should we just pick the ones that are that we've really heard of before? He made 50 really good films, Tom.
We'll do the after the commercial with a small print. But yeah,
we'll get the world's fastest guy. Furio Manakani, kill or be killed. I'll sell my skull belly. John the Master, kill the wicked.
Furio Manakani, I told you last week I started laughing because he's also known as Men Fury, Fury Man, and Fury Men. He was born on February 22nd, 1924 in Rome, and he died December 12th, 1981 in Rome. He was a film, TV actor, brother of producer Nello Manakani, actor Mario Manakani, makeup artist Alfio. He was married and it was the father of film editor Enzo Manakani, uncle of makeup artist Marcello Manakani and Mauro Manakani. He's a reliable supporting actor, usually as a villain. So there he is. Starts off. You want to read him or you want me to read him?
I'll go as far as I can. He was in Fort Yuma Gold, folks. Kill or be killed. By the way, Man Fury and Jack Rocks.
There you go.
Right, which we touched upon in an earlier episode. I'll sell my skin dearly, one of the great titles of all time. These are all 67. John the Bastard, Kill the Wicked. He's in, listen, all these people that we're naming, they're in all the best films and in the low budget ones. So there's not like anybody appeared, oh, they were only in good ones. No, they all went across from the A films to the Z ones, the ones made for Leone to Fedini.
Yep.
You know, so they were in all. I look at the list. You people could Wikipedia them or go on Zeds. Forget Wikipedia. Go on the SWDB. Look up Furio Manakani. You'll see the same things we are. You can read along with us at home, kids. And then he was in and a Time for Killing, killed him and come back with Chuck Connors, Gatling Gun, Longest Hunt, Two Pistols and a Coward, not to be confused with Gunman Sent by God, Tequila Joe, and God Said to Cain, Stranger's Gun Down. Folks, if Tom and I don't read kind of this like an obit, nobody will. This guy will be forgotten except for maybe 20 people. This has to be all documented on every show. Everybody we cover has a career. So this is why we're doing it. For the time capsule, when they dig it up a couple hundred years from now, they'll know who these people are. Tequila Joe and God Said to Cain, Stranger's Gun Down, Fistful of Lead, Bastard Go and Kill. I may be able to do him, Tom, and I'm going to go take a run around the block and Tom can do the rest. Bullet for a Stranger, Blazing Guns, Bastard Go and Kill, Guns for Dollars, Kill Django and Kill First. Could you imagine someone fast forwarding through all our shows and you just end up with me, Kill Django, Kill First. Then it was Long Live Your Death. It's like, where's the good stuff? I don't want to hear all these titles. You have to know because then it jocks your memory. Oh yeah, I remember him in Tara Pokey. Remember him as Senor Pokey, Tom?
Oh, sure.
Anyway, Trinity is
he
still
played
my
Senor
name.
Pokey. He was Senor Pokey in Tierra Pokey.
I'm really going to need a ventilator in a minute. Deadly Trackers, The Grand Duel. His name was Holy Ghost. Long Ride of Revenge. The Man of the East. Seven Devils on Horseback. They Call Me Amen. And after that, Tom, what else could you be?
You're almost at the end now. They Still Call Me Amen. The Man Called Invincible.
Right,
Those Dirty Dogs, The Crazy Bunch, Dallas, and The Genius.
Yep. I got to ask Chris Casey a question. Did they make They Call Me Amen and They Still Call Me Amen together and they just cut it in two? Because he would know, right, Tom?
Either that or back to back.
Tom's going to have to do the rest of the show himself because I'm going to be too busy laughing. No, Tom, so funny. There he is in another role. Looks like he was on Gunsmoke, Tom.
Yeah, looks more American there.
I'll just finish it off, and Tom could do the next couple actors. They call the man they called Invisible, those dirty dogs, the Crazy Bunch. Dallas, and of course, you haven't made a film unless you're in a genius, two dupes, and a moron. And he was the stagecoach driver.
Yep.
So, I keep thinking Tuco's going to turn to me and start talking. You're a lousy host, Jay. Okay. Next, Tom, is Gaspar, Indio, Gonzalez. Oh, wait a minute. We got one more shot for all you diehards. Can't leave with the best. This is Furio Manakani. This is his finest role, Tom. Where he played the role of Armand the butler.
Doesn't say what that looks like. Maybe he was that with some Tarapoki.
Oh, okay. Anyway, there he is. Great actor, great character actor. You all recognize him. And no, you aren't watching a repeat of Laugh-In. This is actually Tom and Jay, or Jay and Tom. And somebody said, what's our spaghetti western name as well? We all know I am Jago. Get it? He called him Jago.
Oh.
And we know this is, you're already, Tom, but Fernando Betts. So
yeah,
those are
right.
our
Santa Betts,
western names. Anyway. But why you call him Pancho? What film is that from, Professor Williams? Anyway, let's move on to Indio Gonzalez, Tom.
Okay. You want me to do the bio on him?
Or you want me to do it?
You can do it.
Okay. Mr. Gonzalez, a well-known character actor, with and without a beard. There he was trying to get his John Cleese, Burt Reynolds look going. But very well-known character actor. Ton of work from Cuba. Right, Tom? Yeah.
That's right, Havana,
Anyways,
Cuba.
Married to the lovely actress Isabel Moreno. He was the father of a restaurateur. They were in that business. I'll just say he started off in Billy the Kid. What spaghetti western actor did not start in '63's Billy the Kid, Tom?
Yeah, a lot of them in that one.
All of them are in there. And Gunfight at Noon, Joe Dexter. Tom will pick it up from there.
7 from Texas, $, for a fast gun. Epitaph for a fast gun. $5 for Ringo, the man from Canyon City. A place called Glory, the ruthless cult of the gringo. 7 pistols for a gringo. Tomb for an outlaw, 5 giants from Texas. Clint the Stranger, gentleman killer. Guns of the Revolution. The Law of Violence, the boldest job in the West. The buzzards and the crows will dig your grave. Cry of death, dig your grave, friend, Sabata's coming. 4 candles from my coat. Joe Dakota, 20 paces to death. Stagecoach of the condemned. Fat Brothers of Trinity. The Federal Man. God in Heaven, Arizona on Earth. My Horse, My Gun, Your Widow, one of my favorite titles.
Yep.
Now they call him Sacramento. The Return of Clint the Stranger, so he's in both of them. Too Much Gold for One Gringo. Jay's favorite, Karate Fists and Beans. And he ends up as in Dallas in '74. Most of the time he's known as Indio Gonzalez.
Right. I'd put a karate guy and 2 cans of beans. I'd put that under Rita. I really would. Rita is actually better because it has Django in it. I always said I'd take out the Rita parts. I can cut them out at home. Of course, there goes Jay at the 19-minute mark with the Rita reference. I think I missed the last show. I might have not
I think so. We did mention it.
But anyway, so we got to start over from scratch. I was watching some clips of it, trying to say, can I edit this without her? And it's just, I don't know. And then it becomes a short little film, and nah. I'll just enjoy it for what it is, Tom. It's my monologue. Anyway.
There you go.
So, we already read about Gaspar? You're finished, huh?
Yep, we're done with Gaspar.
Here's one more look. Which film is that from? That's his William Smith look, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's from Nosotros Vamos, Tom.
I got a feeling some of these are mismarked as who he is. You can't go from Burt Reynolds to Bill Smith.
Tom, I'm literally going to have a coronary.
I mean, it's not your fault. It says right up there on the clip, Gaspar Gonzalez, but
Well, that's what it said when
I
I went to
know.
my archives.
I think more of the rugged ones are Gaspar Gonzalez.
Maybe my Lily Apple Cider, Tom?
Yep.
So anyway, there's Gaspar Gonzalez, folks. Another great character actor. Now cut this. I forgot how bad my oxygen level is after. Well, George Regaud, Tom, Jorge Regaud, Georgia Regado, George Regaud, Jorge Regaud, and about 12 others, spelt differently but the same pronunciation. Born in 05, so obviously he's not around. Died in 84, Spanish guy, geez, in a traffic accident. I hate when it's not just natural causes, I really do.
Yeah, he was hit by a car and died like a week later in a hospital.
Right. And he's usually, you recognize him as a military leader.
Yep.
Or
town official.
Yeah.
He acted in American films, and then he went to Spain. I mean, Robert Woods knew him pretty well.
This is from Seven Guns for the McGregors.
It's him on the left. Yep.
Distinguished looking, kind of looked like an older Richard Harrison when Richard Harrison was younger.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, great character actor. Everybody is. Every photo that we show on this show. Oh, yeah, him. Oh, yeah, him. That's the whole point of this show. The oh, yeah, hims, they're being forgotten. So we want to, keep them recognized here on this 4 or 5 part special. Ride and Kill, Coffin for the Sheriff, Finger on the Trigger, 100,000 for Ringo, Place Called Glory. Ringo's Big Night, 7 Guns for the McGregors, Vengeance Ranch, Sugar Colt. Tom, you could take over from there.
The Tall Women, The Texican, Up the McGregors, Gatling Gun, Guns of Magnificent 7, A Bullet for Sandoval, Sundance Cassidy and Butch the Kid, The Ballad of Ben and Charlie, Blazing Guns, Town Called Hell, Spaghetti Western, Stranger and a Gunfighter, Valley of the Dancing Widows, and Whiskey and Ghosts.
Yeah. Tom, do me a favor, back off the mic a little bit more, too. I'm getting a couple more. I think you're still leaning in.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, let me get a good look at you, Tom. There you are. So is this the farthest you've been?
That's it.
Okay, are you plugged in, Tom? Is your mic all good and everything?
I'm plugged in, it's all good.
It's all good. Okay, because you do sound a little fuzzy for some odd reason. So push it farther a little. Push it away from you a little bit more. Can you not?
There we go. How's that?
Okay, and then move your camera over a little bit so we don't see your background. There we go. Okay, just don't move, Tom. Don't move for the rest of the show. Anyway, thank you, people. That's what we do live here with podcasts. If you hear a technical thing, my mic goes out every show. Maybe we can get the camera off Tom for a minute. Oh, look, and there are 2 kinds of people, my friend. I hate to move them, but let's see what happens. There he is. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, he'll be for the rest of the show, Tom. And that's my head that they're waiting for, right, Tom, in there?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice likeness. Let me get closer to the mic. What is he, walking, Tom? Okay, there we go.
Did he come with an interchangeable gun that you can change all the parts to it, like in the movie?
No. Basically what it is, Tom, is with those, it's different than a statue. It comes with clothes and accessories, but I'm not a fiddler. I don't do that. I want it to be as is when I buy it. A lot of people like to take off the jacket and put on a tuxedo. Hi. No, he came as he came. It's Tuco. But anyway, so let's move on to our next spaghetti western. Oh, you didn't finish yet, Tom, because I never heard Whiskey and Ghosts.
Yeah, I said Whiskey and Ghosts. I did.
Okay, so coming up next, I can handle Giacomo Rossi, Stuart Tom. Another great character actor from the spaghetti westerns that we all recognize. And let me get a photo of him up there. Oh, let me give one more shout out to, is it George or Jorge Regard, Tom?
Yep. Well, he went by George for the English versions, but
okay.
Jorge's
there's his Gary Cooper. Yep. So anyway, very distinguished actor. I want to get all the photos that we can possibly find because not a lot of these photos are floating around of these guys. I had to find a screenshot myself, and I add them into the archives. Except, of course, the SWDB might have most of these, I'm sure. So anyway, let's move on to our good friend and pal, Giacomo Rossi, Stuart Tom, handsome, good looks, leading man type of figure.
Yep.
I remember him from what's this film that he's in? Oh, he's in The Last Man on Earth with
Is he?
Vincent Price.
Yeah.
He was working in the lab. It's about the end of the world. Cheap AI, great film. Vincent Price, Last Man on Earth, made in Italy, '64. The world is all filled with zombies. Morgan, they yell his name. And in a flashback, he was working on some sort of plague virus. Everybody died. And Giacomo was one of the doctors. You killed us all, Vinny. No, I didn't. And at the end, he's a zombie. So that's why his name is instantly recognizable. Sorry, folks. I knew this guy from a horror film before I did spaghetti westerns. But of course, he always played kind of the roles Mark Damon didn't play.
He was always the hero's friend or the sheriff or something.
Right, but I always thought he had an interesting look. Of course, he was. Right, he was an AD. Did a lot of the voice. He did a lot of voice acting too, Tom.
Yep, should have been bigger star.
Someone is, the suggestion is, why don't you do a show on the voice actors? That would be really tough. We could, and it's a great thing. We might do a 5-minute segment on it, maybe, to add to the end of a show. But anyway, he was one of those guys. Gunfight at Red Sands, Magnificent Brutes of the West, DeGuayo, Duel at Sundown, Zorro, The Fox, Five-Man Army. You're Jinx, my friend. You've met Tom Betts. The Ballad of Ben and Charlie, Kill Django, Kill First, Shanghai Joe. Another film that takes reassessment. For years, I was not a fan. But then you look back, the ingenious ways of killing and death, the way they do it and the camera angles. When I was a younger guy, Shanghai Joe didn't do much for me. But as I got older, I grew to appreciate it. Don't know if I feel the same about the sequel, Tom, though. And of course, the non-spaghetti western Zorro. Tom, what's your opinion of him? He had some memorable scenes.
I always liked him, liked to see him, because he was, like I said, he was a supporting actor, not really a character actor. Usually had main roles, and that's Richard Harrison.
Once again,
he's in there.
Richard Harrison.
He's in there. He's in that movie, though. Anyways, he had speaking parts, usually pretty big roles, so he wasn't just a character actor.
Yeah. Let's get Richard Harrison off and give more credit. I owe this guy another photo for messing that up. Oh, here we go. That was Richard Harrison. Stupid of me.
There he is.
Right. That could have been from Zorro, Tom.
No, it wasn't Zorro. He'd have been in a Spanish outfit in Zorro.
He was one of the white peasants. Feed us. Anyway, so probably looks like a later work, Tom, doesn't it, for some odd reason?
Yeah, looks more tired there. Getting older. His career's going down.
I'm going to just leave, and Tom's just going to do his stand-up. You are very funny, Tom. Anyway, great character actor, totally recognizable, but as I said, I knew him from a couple Italian horror films. If I can get this right. Okay, I think he's good right there. Tom will take over with the great Gildo Demarco, Tom.
Gildo Demarco.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
I'll do Gildo Demarco.
Okay.
Demarco.
Yep.
So, born in Italy. Tom, he's still with us, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the freaking show. Where is he?
Find him.
He's on the streets of Italy. That's the guy playing the guitar on YouTube.
See if he's on Facebook. Where does that come from? I mean, I've deleted that thing a zillion times.
I can't get enough of it, Tom. Everybody go out, and he's a homeless dude with no teeth, about 80 years old. He lives on the streets of Italy. YouTube, Italian guy who plays spaghetti westerns on acoustic guitar. It's the greatest thing. It wears off after a minute.
Yeah.
But when you first see it, if you've never seen it, you are mesmerized. Homeless dude for quarters in a cup. Wow, 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 wow. And he plays it with his teeth and his face and his hands. It's astonishing. I don't think the guy gets enough credit, actually, Tom. But after a while, after the 10th view, you say, okay, that's enough. I've had enough. It jumped the shark.
Every day.
Look it up. Spaghetti Western acoustic guitar player. Anyway, why did that come up? Because we think of other things on this show. Gildo Demarco, Tom. First film, Ace High. He was Harold's henchman, Tom.
Yep.
And what do you remember him as a character actor?
Well, show a picture of him and you'll see.
Oh, God. Maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah, go
His
ahead.
face does stay with you, Tom.
That's right. There you go. That's him. Yep.
He was one of the Ramones.
Yes.
Remember?
My favorite is Arizona Returns. You see what his character's name is there?
Well, he had two names. They called him Buzzard.
That's
And
the other
then they
name.
call me Filthy Bottle.
Filthy Bottle.
Hey, Filthy Bottle, get the Filthy Bottle. So, anyway, Ace High,
Yep.
five-man army, where he played the app-titled Mexican.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, Tom.
He's
Arizona Returns.
Played a peasant.
Right. I don't know if I can go on. Blazing Guns, Bullet for a Stranger, Trinity is still my name. An injured peasant, this one, Tom.
He lives.
By the way, I do drink Don Francisco hazelnut every morning, Tom. So this is in your honor. Oh, but it's already one almost. Anyway, his name was Holy Ghost. The title is 100 times better than the film. Behold the strange, stimulating smell of dollars.
Yep. He's got one of those faces, once you see him, you never forget him, like you said. Yep.
Yeah. No, I remember his face. He looks like Ringo of the Beatles.
on a bad drug trip, yeah, sure.
You know, I give three. You're gonna tell me this isn't him, Tom, but I think it is. That's him.
That's him.
That's his most famous role, Tom, with the black eye and the vampire teeth. Isn't that?
He almost looks like Eduardo Fajardo in a way.
That's Calvary Charge.
There you
Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. No, that looks like he would have played. That's probably five-man army or something. But that's the look he's known for. Not a pretty one, but he's just like that other guy with the face. There's a few of them who have that face.
Yep.
And last but not least, Tom, one more. We were giving all these guys their props. Okay, this one is standable, I guess.
Yep.
You got some vittles for me, Tom? Anyway, the great Gildo Demarco, still with us. And if we can find him, we'll get him on the show.
Sure.
Tom will now take over with the great Fernando Bilbao.
We did that already.
No, we didn't.
The first
Tom.
guy we did.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. Show a picture of him.
I'm not going to look live.
He's the guy with, I told you to put his finger in a light socket. Got the frizzy hair. Big guy.
Let me take a look. Oh, we did do him, Tom. So
we should be at Luigi Pernice.
Gianfrigli, Tom?
Giovanni Gianfriglio? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
If you want to do him.
This has a great, was he Rocco, Put Your Gun Back in Your Vest, a lot of other films.
Oh, he's Ken Wood.
Oh, right.
Giovanni Gianfriglio. Yes, that's Ken Wood.
Right.
Also went by
How many
Phil
Woods
Carson?
are there, Tom?
Huh?
How many Wood you got? Robert Wood, Ken Wood, Alex Wood, Bill Wood.
What about Jody Wanger?
All right. Okay. Jody Wanger. I'm out of here.
Jody Wanger.
Jack Rocks, Jody Wanger. I'm not here.
Stone Block.
Right.
Oh, good.
Anyway, so the thing about, really, did I skip that far down?
Doesn't matter. We'll get him.
Anyway, so the thing about Giovanni, wait a minute, we didn't do this guy last show. This is his most famous look, his character, the build. They actually could get away with making a figure of this look.
Yep.
But I don't think he was a big enough star.
Hired gun.
Right, so tell us about him, Tom.
Well, he's best known as Steve Reeves' double in all the Sword and Sandal movies.
Oh, yeah, okay.
About the third film that Steve made, he hurt his shoulder, and so he couldn't do a lot of the fight scenes because he couldn't lift his arm up that high. So they got Ken Wood to come in and do be his double. So that's where he got his start. But he was born in April 5th, 1935 in Anzio. He's still around. His brother died like a month ago. who is
Tell me that's him,
Domenico
Tom.
Cianfriglia.
Is
That's
that
not
Terrence
him.
Hill by accident?
That's not him. That's not Giovanni. Now get that out of there. Who labeled these things?
Tell me who this you have. I'm going to look at the timestamp. Anybody out there, you got 10 seconds to tell me who this guy is. I just snatched an unknown character actor from a bag, and I'm looking at the timestamp. Okay, 10 seconds. If it's after 10 seconds, and that means you SWDB'd it and it doesn't count. All right, Tom. Sorry about that. So tell us about. I have another photo of him.
Okay. So anyways, he started out in '65 as a deputy in the Relentless Four.
Tom, back off the mic a little bit more. Can you?
Okay. 5 Giants from Texas.
Okay.
Ringo's Golden Pistol, and that's where he first used the pseudonym of Ken Wood. He was also in The Tramplers. That's him. Ballad of a Gunman. If You Want to Live, Shoot. Killer Kid. Bury Them Deep. He's got a great fight in there with who was the star of Bury Them Deep? Shoot.
Is it Craig Hill?
Craig Hill, that's right. Kill Them All, Come Back Alone. He plays Blade. No Graves on Boot Hill. 3 Crosses Not to Die. 2 Pistols and a Coward. Western Italian style. He's got some archive footage in there. The Unholy Four. Adios Sabata. He plays an Austrian agent. Amen. Durango's Coming, Pay or Die. The Unholy Four. I said that already. Wanted Sabata. Your Jinx Friend You've Met, Sacramento. He's in Blind Man. Django Adios. Drummer of Vengeance. A Man Called Django. Plays Blackie in both of those last 2 films. Return of Sabata. Plays a McKintock henchman. Thunder Over El Paso. Bada El Tupere Espirito Santo. The Ballad of Ben and Charlie, The Grand Duel, Gunman of the Holy Ghost, Life is Tough, 8 Providence, Man of the East, Return of the Holy Ghost, Sentence of God, They Call Me Providence, Where the Bullets Fly, Blood River, Keoma, and Buddy Goes West. And he's in these films anywhere from a guy standing in the background as a henchman to, a supporting role. So he goes the whole gamut.
Tom, once again, maybe you can do this technically. If you can go in and lower the volume live. Can you lower your volume?
Sure. How's that?
Oh, yeah.
Better?
Say a few words.
Okay. I did.
Okay,
I lowered it.
Huh?
I lowered it.
Okay. I'm just reading some of the comments. That's all we need is...
I can't read the comments. You cut me off on the comments.
Huh?
I can't read comments. You cut them off.
Do we want the great Tom Betts distracted by comments? No.
I can't read comments. No.
So how much did you turn it down, by the way?
All the way to 3.
What was it at before?
20.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll see if that's a little better.
Okay.
Woo. Okay, I'm saying thank you. I guess some comments did say that worked. I thought, that's why I was putting my headset down a little bit lower. I thought there was some distortion, Tom, but I didn't want to say anything. But all right, from now on, we'll do it. We'll change it live. That's fine. No biggie. Anyway, let's move on, Tom. If I could find the bio, and if it's more than 5 people, you have my blessings. Okay, let me see. Hold on a second. Oh, it's Howard Ross, Tom.
Okay, you can do that one.
Okay. So, yeah, Howard Ross, also known as Red Ross, Renato Rossini, born in 41. He's also alive, Tom. Let's get Howard
Still alive,
Ross.
Yep.
Let's get Howard Ross on this freaking show.
His birthday was like a week ago. Yeah, he's still alive.
Wow. Okay, so, good-looking supporting actor. Tom believes he should have been a bigger star. Why do you say that, Tom?
He starred as a Zorro in one movie, so he's got starring roles.
Why not give him the lead role?
He's a good-looking guy.
He's good in 15 Scaffolds for a Killer. Yep. He's in the Relentless Four, Johnny Colt, Savage Gringo, Zorro, The Rebel, Wanted, Johnny Texas, 15 Scaffolds for a Killer, $20,000 for 7, and my God, I just zipped. Oh, we didn't do Gianni Pazzafini. I skipped. We'll do that in a second. Sorry, folks. We're looking at Howard Ross now. That's not Howard Ross.
That's him in the front.
Yeah, I know. I was saying the back guy. Who's the back guy, Tom? I don't think we've done a show for him,
no,
Tom.
I have to think about that. I know who he is, but I can't think his name off the top of my head.
Anyway, so Howard Ross, The Man Called Noon, and Those Dirty Dogs. He didn't make a lot of them, but he is a memorable. All these guys are memorable. It's a group of about 100, 150 guys who all were in about 30 to 50 to 75 spaghetti westerns. They're all recognizable, and they have that look. Here he's doing, that was kind of the leading man.
Yep. That's probably the Zorro movie.
Was that from Zorro?
Looks like it. Looks like a Spanish outfit.
Baby and look going there. But anyway, he didn't make a lot of films, but he's one of those who made them on the lower end. But always recognizable. But Tom says most memorable role was Zorro. Who do you have next? Do you have Ignacio, or who do you have next, Tom?
Doesn't matter. I've got Luigi Pernice.
Okay. Well, let's go back and pay honor to a couple people that I didn't give full honor to. Oh, we haven't done Giovanni Pazzafini yet. Okay. I'm seriously questioning why I'm all over the place. We showed the three Howard Rosses. Who do you have? Ignacio Spalla next, Tom?
Luigi Pernice comes before Howard Ross. We haven't done him.
But we skipped the G's. Can we go back then?
It's fine. Whatever you want to do, just call it out. I'll find it.
You know what it is, Tom? Folks, sorry. That's why after high school it all went down the toilet. Tom sends me these lists sometimes backwards. Well, it's not his fault. It's either first name, last name. So whenever I'm doing my research, you never know what I'm going to do. Am I going to put the first name first, the last name last? So I put the first names first. So that's why I think Tom and our lists are different. So I don't think I skipped anybody. So I guess we can go to, Tom says wherever I want to go. Let's honor the great Giovanni Pazzafini, Tom.
Okay, I got that. Also known as John Kerry, Red Carter, Ted Carter, Giovanni Pazzafin, Giovanni Pazzafini, spelled differently, Arthur Red, Ned Steinberg, Peter Surtees, Nat Williams. He was born on May 15, 1934 in Rome and died on November 27, 1997 in Ostia, Rome, Italy, of diabetes. He was a soccer player, stuntman, film actor, father of Laura Pazzafini. One reason why you've seen him in so many movies, he's a big guy. He's got to be 6'4", and they used him in a lot of fight scenes because the American actors were so tall.
Now, Tom, back off that mic a little bit, Tom.
All right, and he was perfect size for the bigger actors.
Yeah, stay in that position there.
He starts off in 1963 in Samson and the Slave Queen. Magnificent Brutes of the West, Adios Gringo, big role in there as Ted Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Blood for a Silver Dollar, Big Gun Down, Death at Owl Rock, Fort Yuma Gold, Man from Nowhere, Zorro the Rebel, Days of Vengeance, Face to Face, Killer Caliber, Run Man Run, Seven Pistols for a Massacre, Wanted, and for a Roof, the Sky Full of Stars, Cry of Death, Find a Place to Die, Killer Adios, A Long Ride from Hell, Lynching, Two Guns and a Coward, Death on High Mountain, Fistful of Lead, Ballad of Ben and Charlie, Blazing Guns, Bullet for a Stranger, Panhandle Caliber 38, Vendetta at Dawn, Hallelujah and Sartana are Sons of God. His Name is Holy Ghost, It Can Be Done, Amigo, Panhandle 38, Return of Hallelujah, Trinity and Sartana, Those Sons of Bitches, Another Tri-A Providence, Carambola, The Man Called Invincible, The Crazy Bunch, White Fang and the Gold Diggers, A Man Called Blade, and he wraps it up in 84 with Arapaho.
Well, I think that's his best. That best sums up his career. I have that poster, in our dining room, Tom. It's about 3 feet by 6 feet. Yeah. My wife loves eating. My chair is right where his pistol finger is, and my wife sits right under his nose.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the poster is against the wall in our big, luxurious dining room. Anyway, so yeah, great character actor, totally recognizable in everything he does. So we salute him and his career. So let's see, moving on here on the old Spaghetti Westerns podcast. This is number 34. I want to thank all of you for sticking around. We're going through the dozens and dozens of mostly unknown spaghetti Western character actors. Some of them are known. Anyway, I have very sensitive ears, so that's why I keep them down below. So let's see, our next character actor here on the known and the unknown. I guess you have Ignacio Spalla, Tom?
Ignacio Spalla, also known as Juan Sanchez, Pedro Sanchez, Ignacio's shoulder, born on May 5th, 1925 in Tuscany, died on September 2nd, 2005 in Perugia, Italy. The film actor married to Giovanna D'Izia from 54 to 5, and father Giuseppe Spalla. To me, he's the Italian Fernando Sancho. If they made a film in Italy, a spaghetti Western, they needed a Mexican bandit, they've got Ignacio Spalla, basically, always known as Pedro Sanchez. He starts out in 64 as Bullets in Flesh, The Magnificent Brutes of the West, Two Mafia Men in the West, Blood at Sundown, Blood for Silver Dollar, Two Sergeants of General Custer, Why Kill Again, Death at Owl Rocks, Go With God Gringo, Thompson 1880, Two Sons of Ringo, Any Gun Can Play, Chimango, Don't Wait Django Shoot, Pecos Cleans Up, The Son of Django, Vengeance, The Wild and the Dirty, God May Forgive You, Not Me, The Nephews of Zorro, Tierra Brava, The Wild and the Dirty, Zorro the Fox, Quintana Dead or Alive, Sabata, Adios Sabata, Reverend Colt, Return of Sabata, Tarapoki, Carambola, Seven Nuns in Kansas City, Three Supermen of the West, Trinity the Clown and the Guitar, White Fang and the Gold Diggers, The Grandson of Zorro, Trinity the Clown and the Guitar, which I just did I mention? I'll mention that one in. The last one I have is White Fang and the Hunter, 75.
Okay, let's show one last photo of the great Ignacio Spalla. This is the one, I think, from Sabata, if I'm not mistaken, Tom. No?
Could be Adios Sabata.
You're right. Anyway, so the great career of Ignacio has been shown here. Great, Mario Brega, a couple others who are heavy-set gentlemen who just left their stamp on the spaghetti Western genre. We salute them and their careers here on the Spaghetti Westerns character actor show for the next couple episodes. And then we'll get back to our regular scheduled programming with some other riveting titles and things to cover. Tom wants to do one on the dresses all the barmaids wore. So that'll be...
Also the little people of the spaghetti Westerns, the midgets,
right, the
dwarfs.
Midgets, the dwarfs, the people... Okay, let's move right along. Well, of course, not Jose Tirone. He did not play half soldier. I saw in a couple sites it says, the wrong name, Tom. But Tom outed that error on many shows ago, right, Tom?
That's right.
Half soldier was really played by who, Tom? What was his name?
I can't give you his name. I'd have to look it up.
The great Tom Betts has been stumped, ladies and gentlemen.
I've got it in my database, but I only found that out like the last 6 months.
Don't know that off the top of your head.
No,
That's Jeopardy time, Tom.
Yeah.
That'll get you off the demo show.
He ran a jewelry shop in Madrid, and they found he had lost his legs in World War II, and so that's where they got him from to play that one part.
Okay, a little trivia on Half Soldier.
Oh,
So
John
now
Bartha.
John Bartha, of course, is the guy who whacks the horse when Tuco's about to be hung, and
Yep, plays the sheriff.
shoots off his hat, one of many, and that's his startled look, and that's what got him on this show, Tom.
Yep, one bastard goes in and two come out.
One wrestler comes in, another comes out. Anyway, John Bartha, also Gian Bartha, Gianni Bartha, Janos Bartha, John Bartha, John Bartho, Bartha Janos, Bartho Janos. Oh, he's from Budapest. So for him, because there were a lot of kind of Hungarian, Slovenian, Yugoslavian, Russian actors from that part of Eastern Europe who came to do spaghetti westerns. But everybody figured they're just Italian or maybe Spanish or German maybe. German. But no, they came from other parts of the world. Czechoslovakian stuntmen.
Romania.
Right. So I didn't know that about John Bartha.
Bartha was best friends with Tom Pileggi, who was in a ton of spaghetti westerns, and they both came to Rome at the same time.
Oh, okay. So I bet he spoke English too, I bet. Man of Cursed Valley. Of course he was Father Ryan. 7 from Texas, son of Jesse James, Hands of a Gunfighter, The Relentless 4. The Brute and the Beast, Django Shoot First, El Rojo, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, of course. Man from Nowhere, Ringo and His Golden Pistols. The Dirty Outlaw. And just a minute. I always take a break to find other photos. Here we go. He's also in If You Want to Live, Then Shoot, Killer Caliber 32, Last of the Bad Men, Ringo and His Golden Pistol, Minute to Pray, Second to Die, Ringo and His Golden Pistol, Son of Django, This Man Can't Die, The Wild and the Dirty, and the worst title for a spaghetti western in history, and for a Rufus, Sky Full of Stars. Gee, that's so pleasant. A Cry of Death, which is complete opposite after that. Kill 'Em All and Come Back Alone, probably up there in the top 3. The Long Days of Hate, Lynching, which you couldn't make that poster today. No Graves on Boot Hill, Sabata, Sartan and the Gravedigger, Fistful of Lead. Guns for Dollars, His Name Was King, Return of Sabata. Tom's second favorite spaghetti western, Jesse and Lester. Man of the East, Tequila, not to be confused with Tequila Joe. The non-spaghetti western, White Fang, and Challenge to White Fang. Trinity the Clown, the Guitar. I have to admit, I'm not stumped. I've heard of every title, and I have most of them, Tom. This is the first I've seen this one. What is Trinity the Clown, the Guitar?
That's a comedy western. Don't even talk about it.
Okay. Because if it's called something else, but I don't know of any film in my archives called Trinity the Clown and the Guitar. Mm-hmm. It can't be available on home video, Tom.
It was on video, VHS, I'm sure. I've seen it once. That was enough.
And of course, We're No Angels, not to be confused with the classic Humphrey Bogart, Aldo Ray movie.
Correct.
Who's the third guy? Is it Peter Lorre or Zero Mostel? Anyway, doesn't matter. It's who's next? Is it Jose?
If you notice, John Bartha was born in 1920. As far as we know, he's still living.
No way.
Yeah, so he's 100 years old.
Well, he ain't doing the show, but they'll wheel him in. Oh man, he's alive. He's alive.
He's still alive. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, his name still pops up every once in a while, and he's. I would think he's well enough known, unless he went back to Hungary, and people don't bother him that his death would pop up in the news, I would think.
Right. Anyway, that's fantastic. We wish him well. So the great John Bartha. So coming up next on part 2 of our look at the known and the unknown spaghetti western character actors. If you're just tuning in at the hour mark, we're always available, archived on YouTube and Facebook. So even if by some chance, by God, I was kicked off Facebook and they took all the spaghetti western podcasts with them, big deal, right? It would be still available on YouTube, so at least we have YouTube to thank to keep it on for generations to come. Tom's fiddling about looking for the number of that gal he met last night. What are you looking for, Tom?
Just making sure I've got everything in order here, which I don't. So,
Tom, there is definitely something up with your mic today. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
You're plugged in. Everything is good. After the show, you're gonna show me. Oh, look, Jay. You're gonna show me the end of it in your hand. No,
I've never had it turned on, Jay. No, it's on.
It's a little distorted today, Tom. Anyway, so not your fault, Tom. Just the way it is. Let's move on. Oh, as I said, you're joining us here on Spaghetti Western Character Actors Part 2. We have part 3 coming and part 4, and then some other goodie shows planned down the road. Okay, so next, Tom, I guess it doesn't matter. You're saying whoever I have in my list.
Mm-hmm.
So let's moving right along here on the known and the the great Jose Calvo, Tom.
Okay, Jose Calvo, Pepe Calvo.
I really try to get through a show without laughing. Tom plays this character like this bumbling guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
Also known as Anthony Blade, Giuseppe Calvo, Joseph Calvo, Jose Calvo, Pepe Calvo, and Nathan the Eagle. Who knows where that came from? Anyways, he was born Jose Calvo Salgado on March 3rd, 1916 in Madrid, and he died on May 16th, 1980 in Las Palmas, Gran Canary Islands. He was a theater, film, TV actor, married to actress Mercedes Barranco. Pepe usually played sympathetic roles such as a Mexican or a gringo peddler. He starts out way back in '54 in The Coyote. Then he was in The Terrible Sheriff, Gunfight at Red City. Yeah.
Tom, here, I'll take over. So
okay.
The next one. What I'm doing is I'm cherry picking.
Okay.
So you can see if there's a long one, you'd rather hear Tom talking than my hoarse voice. So the Coyote in '54, yeah, I'd say is that the first spaghetti western, Tom?
A couple people said it was. I think Mike House calls that one the first one.
I think there's another one too, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah, the Judgment of the Coyote was filmed back to back.
Oh, okay, all right. The Terrible Sheriff, of course, Gunfight at Gun Sands, where he was Nathan the Eagle, which is the name I'm using in my next adult film. Yeah, I'm Nathan the Eagle. Nice to meet you. Fistful of Dollars, The Man from Oklahoma. You gotta love these names. Two Violent Men, Weeping for a Bandit in a Colt Shadow. The Man from Oklahoma, Renegade Gunfighter. Why Kill Again? For $1,000 per day. Of course, Fort Yuma Gold, A Stranger in Paso Bravo. Day of Anger, Don't Sing, Shoot, which was a TV show. He's in Twice of Judas, The Price of Power, Dead Man Ride, and In the Dust of the Sun. Of course, he is most famous as a Silvanito in A Fistful of Dollars. And great role. He actually steals this scene. It's that one scene, I guess, where he's tied up and he's berated by Gian Maria Valente. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if people realize this. They think that's all that he looked like. But he actually could change his look in a heartbeat, unless, of course, I'm showing the wrong actor. I thought this was him in my double tech, John.
That's him.
Okay. Look at that.
That's in Day of Anger, Blind Bill. Yeah, Blind Bill.
He looks like Akeem Tamarov. And you would never know that was the same guy from Fistful of Dollars. You'd never know it. Yep. Actually, Tom, in The Fistful of Dollars, doesn't he look like Geppetto?
Yes. Good analogy, exactly. Like Geppetto.
So, okay, what's this film from, Tom?
That's Day of Anger.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Plays Blind Bill.
And let's see, we have one more here. Completely different look, a third different look.
Yep, see?
He looks like it's either that looks or I found a Seymour Cassell, Tom.
He looks like Micah from The Lawman. Oh my God. The Rifleman.
Micah. No, that looks like Seymour Cassell, the independent actor. So anyway, great character actor. Of course, we'll always remember Jose Calvo. Okay. So let's see, moving on. I want to also thank you all for joining us here in the comfort of your home, either on your iPad, your iPhone, or on your Mac or PC. That's how we watch things these days. We don't really watch stuff on the TV. Oh, you can. You can watch this on the internet on your big screen, or if you have one of the boxes like Apple, TV, or if you have Fire TV, you can watch this on a 60-foot screen, God forbid. But anyway, we're glad to be coming to you later, better later than never. And it's basically, I told Tom, let's put Westerns all'Italiana, a great magazine, let's put it into podcast form. And instead of turning pages, you'll get you and I talking about stuff. We'll show trailers and clips and all that other good stuff. What I want to say here while I'm plugging the show in mid-show or in late show, that I don't like to share private business what I get from YouTube, but a lot of the shows that we did, a lot of them, all 33, had major copyright blocks on them, Tom. I didn't want to share that with the audience. And everybody says, well, do a show on soundtracks. Not, you pay my lawyer fees, and well, that'll be the next show. Just the small little clips, even the trailers, I got cease and desist by all these Italian. I didn't want to share it with the crowd because it's nobody's business. I took care of them. Little snippet here, little cut there. So in past shows, if I had to remove a song and add it with an original one that isn't covered, but it had kind of a spaghetti western theme. So I took 2 days out, Tom, and I went through all the episodes and all the copyrighted marks. And so I did some snipping, some editing, some removing of some, nothing important, mostly me talking. So everybody will be thrilled with that. But no, seriously, I had to re-edit almost every episode because the early ones, Tom, not the later ones, where I show trailers up the gazoo.
Most of the time when you show the trailers, we didn't say anything, so you didn't cut us out.
As far as I know, 40 plus years in the business, in the entertainment business, showing trailers, I always thought was that gray area where it's a promotional trailer. Trailers, that's why, a lot of people, sell trailers or buy trailers are public domain.
Yeah.
But I could have said that, went through with fighting it all, and it would have taken weeks and months. Instead, I gave in, okay, I'll remove that clip from that trailer, or I'll change the music. So there's a little side commentary here, folks. So that's why you're not seeing trailers anymore. Or what does Tarantino want, Tom? He just doesn't stop calling you. QT. Tom doesn't have time. He sees who it's from. But anyway, so a little side commentary. So from now on, it's Tom and I, talking spaghetti westerns with posters, your input, the fan base. So I got away with about 25 shows with trailers and music, but I just can't, do that anymore. So anyway, didn't mean to get sidetracked, but for those of you who are asking, where's that stuff? That's fine. This is the reason why. It's just Tom and I and Tuco. Okay, who's up next, Tom?
Whoever you post.
Oh, whatever I post.
Whatever
I have Jose Canalejas, Tom.
Jose Canalejas.
Another character actor who we both recognize immediately.
Yep. And all the Leone westerns.
Right.
Went by.
About him.
Okay, went by Jose Canalejas, Beppe Canalejas, Jose A. Canalejas, Jose Alvarez Canalejas, blah, blah, blah. Joe Carlton, and I think he went by Joe Camel at one time also. There's 2 Joe Camels. We'll have to get into that sometime. Anyways, he was born Jose Alvarez Canalejas on February 14th, 1925 in Madrid. Died on May 1st, 2015 in Madrid. Was a film and TV actor, grandson of composer, pianist Arturo Canalejas, son of concert violinist Manuel Alvarez Trigo, brother of actress dancer Lina Canalejas, married to Maria del Carmen Yegros Anton. He was usually played a Mexican bandit, good or bad, but mostly bad. He starts out in 62 in The Sign of Zorro, Torreon City, Billy the Kid again, Ride and Kill, Fistful of Dollars as Alvaro, Grave of a Gunfighter, Secret of Captain O'Hara, Tomb of the Pistolero, Django, Fistful of Knuckles for a Few Dollars More, Mutiny at Fort Sharp, The Relentless Four, God Forgives I Don't, The Hellbenders, Savage Gringo, Stranger in Paso Bravo, Sugar Colt, Taste for Killing, The Ugly Ones, For a Few Bullets More, A Man, a Colt, A Minute to Pray, A Second to Die, Train for Durango, Via Rides, Bury Them Deep, Cemetery Without Crosses, 15 Scaffolds for a Killer, God May Forgive You, Not Me, I Want Him Dead, Killer Adios, The Mercenary, One After the Other, White Comanche, Price of Power, Adios Sabata, Compañeros, Reverend Colt, Sabata the Killer, Raise Your Hands, Dead Man, You're Under Arrest, Thunder Over El Paso, What Am I Doing in the Middle of the Revolution, Sonny and Jed, Blood River, The Men Called Noon, The Three Musketeers of the West, Three Supermen of the West, Great Adventure, If You Shoot, You Live, Revenge of the Black Wolf, White Apache, and his last Western was Scalps. In 1986, he plays Chief Black Eagle. So he was in them all.
The Wonderful Scalps, Tom.
Yep. He was another one that I recognized early on with Frank Brana and that group, because of the Leone movies.
So let's continue with our tributes. I guess Jose Manuel Martin is next. Oh my God, this is the guy with the biggest one, right, Tom?
Yes. Oh, no, not quite. This one, I don't know.
I'm looking at his stats right now.
This one, I don't know if he's alive or dead. Most of the time, I find that he's still alive.
96, yeah.
Yeah, I know. He's born on May 24th, 1924. In Castilla y León, Spain, there is a date, like a Wikipedia, of 4/12/06, which would be April 12th, but most of the places, as you go to look him up, they don't show that he's passed away. So last I talked to Lone Furt, she said that he was still living, and that was like 2 years ago, so I don't know.
Okay. I'll just start
Anyways, he was probably the most evil of the Spanish character and supporting actors. He was part of that group of Mexican bandits, and he's probably the most evil one.
So I'll just start off, Tom, then you could finish up.
Okay.
Seems like that's how we go. That's how we roll. Juanito, 58. That's more of a Spanish film, isn't it, Tom?
The Spanish-Mexican.
Oh, okay. Tom, I forgot the rule. If it's made in Spain, Mexico, or Italy, or French production, it's a spaghetti western.
That's right.
Okay. Savage Guns, Gunfight at High Noon, Bullets Don't Argue, which is a great title, Minnesota Clay, Weeping for a Bandit, Fall of the Mohicans, The Man from Canyon City, which some consider the real first spaghetti western, right, Tom?
Could be.
A Pistol for Ringo.
I don't think so.
A bullet, right, whatever, come see, come saw. A Bullet for the General, Django Shoots First. Fort Yuma Gold, Five Giants from Texas, $4 of Revenge, God Forgives, I Don't. You always have Arizona Colt is the Man from Nowhere.
Man from Nowhere. That's the American title.
Right, well, the trailer. He's the Man from Nowhere.
Yep.
Right, $7 to Kill, Taste for Killing, Minute to Pray, Second to Die, A Train for Durango, 15 Scaffolds for a Murderer, for a Killer. I Want Him Dead, one after
Plays
another.
Jack Blood.
Huh?
Plays Jack Blood, and I Want Him Dead.
Jack Blood, that's another great name. But how about I'm Espartaco? Anyway, that's one after another. A Bullet for Sandoval.
Yeah, Johnny One Eye.
Yeah. Hey, I'm only one eye. And then the Forgotten Pistolero, 100 Rifles. He was Sarita's father.
Yep.
Arizona Returns, Cutthroats 9. He's bad, bad, bad. Bad Man's River. Bastard Go and Kill. The Ballad of Ben and Tom Betts. Let's see where else I am. I'm trying to find some more photos of him while we go through his career. Here we go. And of course, the great, his last film, Al Este del Oesto.
What was his character's name?
It was I'm Bad Milk.
Bad Milk. That's great. Yep.
Bad Milk. Hey, Bad Milk, get me some chips. All right.
The Bad Milk Gang. Yeah, there you go.
This guy's a great character actor.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Yep.
Yeah, and I got one more photo of him to share with everybody. Here it is. Man, this guy was also another chameleon. He could change his look.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always a bandito or a bad guy.
Yep.
But I just like the way, and this is a little older, but I like the way he'd say, you're not welcome here, gringo.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what he would say, and that would be his line. But no, great character actor, so we pay homage to him. So coming up next here on the Known and the Unknown, Spaghetti Western Character Actors Part 2, in probably a series of 4 maybe, Tom, if we're lucky. Right. So next up on the list, pardon me, He's Lorenzo Faneshi. Kind of got that Bill Burger look, at least to me. He mostly played villains, didn't he, Tom?
He looks like a pasty Dean Reed.
Right. Oh, a pasty Dean Reed.
I don't know much about him. I don't have a birth date or a death date. Looks like he was probably born either the late 30s or early 40s.
The pasty Dean Reed.
Yeah. He was in, starts off with Gerardo in 66, so he came in the middle. So I would say he was probably born in the early 40s. He was in One by One, The Unholy Four, Japak was Gold, Man Called Sledge played Toby. They Call Me Trinity, A Bullet for a Stranger, Finders Killers. His name was King, one of the Benson brothers, Holy Water Joe. Trinity Is Still My Name also did stunts. Death Smith and Johnny Ears played Bull. The Magnificent West.
Tom, is that him or no?
No, it's not him. if it is, I don't think so. It could be. Okay. It could be, Jay.
Ambulance.
That could have been later on. It could be. Very well could be. He played Magnificent West. He played Lefty Jim. On the Third Day Arrived, The Crow, Shanghai Joe, Crazy Adventures of Len and Kobe. And his last movie was Buddy Goes West in 81, where he also did stunts.
Okay, I got one more photo of him, if it's him.
All right.
Oh, that's too funny. I think this is him, Tom.
Yeah, Now the question is the first picture him?
Right. This looks similar. As I said, when you get to these kind of guys who didn't really have a big name, the internet doesn't have much on them.
That's correct.
So you got to do what's best.
I would say 2 and 3 are him. I don't know about number 1.
Oh, so number 1 with the guy with the no facial hair.
The pasty Dean Reed. I don't think is Lorenzo.
Oh my God, it's Gertrude. She went through my files again. Wrong. You're docked about 2 days late. Jeez. Gertrude,
see, that's why there's no experts in this field.
86-year-old grandmother who also does the lighting and my filing.
Yep. Had to bring Carl Black
3 times with people today.
We'll have to bring Carl Black on here. He's the expert on faces.
Who's that?
Carl Black.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's move on to the next spaghetti western star. We've got a few left. Oh God, we got more than a few. Anyway, so the great Luciana Rossi, Tom.
Oh yeah. Klaus Kinski's cousin.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, he always plays loonies.
A loon.
Yep.
I'll try to do some of this. He's also known as Thomas Clay, Lou Kamani, Lucky Ross. It's another good one, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Edward G. Ross, see? So he's Edward G. Ross. And he was born in 34, died in 05. He usually, as Tom says, played a deranged or crazy villain. His white hair made him easy to recognize. Django, nice. The first role was a Klan member, Tom, with the red. So you don't know, maybe you didn't see him, or maybe he's one of those 100 dudes who just dove in. Right. Django shoots first. He's bank customer, just background. Golden Sheriff started to pick up. Hallelujah for Django. Ramon the Mexican, underrated film. The Tramplers, Death Sentence. Django Kills Silently, Run Man Run, Son of Django, Viva Django, The Great Silence. Boot Hill, The Forgotten Pistolero, of course, his role as Ignacio is legendary.
He plays a decent guy in that one.
Hate Is My God, which is one of the great titles. The Stranger's Gun Down, The Unholy Four. If I did this as a George C. Scott, Fistful of Lead. A Man Called Sledge, They Call Me Trinity, Guns for Dollars, Return of Sabata. How many people were disappointed, Tom, when the Return of Sabata didn't have Lee Van Cleef? But it was Yul Brynner, right?
No, it was Adios Sabata.
Oh, that's right. What did they
He was in Return of Sabata. Luciano plays one of the gunmen in the very beginning in the circus scene. He gets shot in the face.
I'm sorry. I meant when people maybe expected him for the third one, it was Yul Brynner. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah. Well, they changed the title because of the people that were in it were in the Sabata movies. Remember, it was Indio Black
I
was
love
the official
Indio Black.
title. Yeah, they
Love
should have left
that
it that
title.
way. Yep. should
Anyway,
have
let's
left it.
not lose. Let's see. This guy. Did I read? Oh, I didn't finish. Okay,
No.
we've got Guns for Dollar, Return of Sabata, Deaf Smith, and Johnny Ears, which is so bad. I wanted to like it. I ain't seen it for years. Anthony Quinn just mumbling around, but they're based on two real characters, right, Tom?
Well,
There
Deaf
really
Smith
wasn't
is,
Deaf
I don't know
Smith
about
in
Johnny Years. They may have thrown that in just as a title.
Oh, okay, but it's just one of the worst. I
Yep.
put them in the top 10 worst, made
Yep.
by two really well-known actors.
Yep.
Of course, Jesse and Lester. Isn't that the Richard Harrison experiment, Tom?
That's the one.
Okay. Watch Out, Gringo. So the guy was in two clunkers, two in a row. Watch Out, Gringo, Sabata Will Return, and of course, the non-spaghetti western, White Fang to the Rescue. I keep saying that, I just can't add them, Tom.
Yeah, I don't have it with me, Jay, but there's a biography that came out about 5 years ago on him. It's in English. I'll have to get it as the book of the week sometime, and it's very, very good. So look it up and buy it. The author was, there he is, crazy. The author was going to do a book on Rick Boyd also, but it never happened.
Oh, okay. My thing to people asking, what's this thing against White Fang and the other ones? Well, White Fang, it's a mountain movie. It's like a Canadian wilderness movie. I don't care if it's Italian, Spanish, Bulgarian. I don't care if it's Robert Woods is in it or Franco Nero. It's a guy left out in the snow with just some firewood and a wolf. It's not a freaking spaghetti western. God. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Remember, I am accepting of the Winnetou. Remember, I have seen the light.
He's getting there. He's getting there. We're going to work on Zorro this year. Yep.
Zorro, Mask of Zorro, The People for Zorro. Anyway, so that's that great actor. So let's move on, Tom. I think, who do I have next? Here on our Character Actor Special, Part 2 of 4. Tom's Pizza is almost ready. And, you get to do, okay. This guy did not make a lot of spaghetti westerns, Tom, yet the 3 or 4 that he made, right? Or something like that?
Who are you doing?
Luigi Pernice.
Jenny, get the door! I'm sorry, Gino Pernice, yeah, he only did like 4 or 5.
Tom, I don't think your mic is working because I heard you turn it off.
I turned it off. I turned it off to yell at my daughter to get the door.
Right, but turn it off again and say something.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah,
I
blah,
can
blah,
still
blah.
hear you the same, Tom. Your mic isn't plugged in.
Yeah, it is.
It's not working. You got to connect it.
It is.
Okay, keep going. Nothing now.
Plugged in.
Hold on. Okay, now I can hear you. Speak.
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Now you sound like an episode of The Outer Limits.
Well, sorry. It's plugged in.
No, it's really,
What
it's
can I
worse
say?
than
It's
before.
turned on. It's turned on.
Okay, now turn it off and say something.
Say something.
Still hear you, Tom, and even though you turned it off, I still hear you.
Well, you're picking me up off the computer. Which one do you want to use?
It just feels weird today, Tom.
Sorry.
Anyway, it's not your fault at all.
I know.
Of course it's not. I'm just telling you from many years of listening, I can tell it's just off because you usually have the great audio. I'm the one with the terrible audio. Okay, let's move on. It says he sounds a little distorted, some of the comments, Tom. Anyway.
All right.
So maybe for the next show, Tom, you'll reboot your computer and just take a look at it.
Okay.
Whatever. Oh, now there's a delay. Oh, lovely. Okay. Let's move on to our next spaghetti western star.
You're going to do Luigi Pernice?
Oh, it is Luigi Pernice. Okay, tell us a little about him, Tom.
Also known as Jimmy Douglas. Born May 6, 1927 in Milan. Died April 25th, 1997 in Rome. Weasel-looking actor, usually as a villain. This is him in Django, played Brother Jonathan, where they cut off his ear and make him eat it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. He was in Minnesota Clay. The Avenger, which is Texas Adios. The Hellbenders, our favorite Little Rita of the West, Drop Them or I'll Shoot, and In Companeros. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 westerns.
Right, and I was actually confusing him with the similar name Luigi Pistilli, who also made about 6 or 7 spaghetti westerns. Yeah. So yeah, great character actor, great look. He gets gunned down in the was it in the graveyard, Tom, or in the town?
That's a good question. I don't think he makes it to the graveyard, Jay.
Okay, but great gun. I mean, he was just killed for pleasure. And the great Calderon, one of the brothers, Tom.
One of the brothers.
What are the brothers? The brothers that did all the stunts. We did a special on them.
The Terron brothers.
Calderon. Jose Terron is in that. Remember, he's laughing and shooting and killing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see another great picture of Luigi Pernice or Pernice. There's going to be a lot of trouble, Django. Right.
This is before the ear cutting scene.
Right. So, well, no, as I said, only made about 6 or 7 spaghetti westerns, yet he's so memorable. Stands out quite a bit in the couple roles that he played. And let's have one more look at another shot. I think one of his more famous looks. Oh, here it is. Oh, this is right. Here it comes.
Now they're getting ready to cut off his ear, yeah.
Right. I wonder where Tarantino got his from, right, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He'd be up here. No, I didn't get it from him. Yeah.
And that's Jose Badalo going to cut off his ear.
And he's another guy. I don't know if he's even on our list, Tom.
Yeah.
Might have to be added. Because I don't remember that. I remember thinking that, wait, we don't have him on the list. Great cutting off of the ear. He's bummed. What about the guy holding his head behind him, Tom? Who's that?
Yeah. Gino Paguri, I think is his name.
Oh, see?
Franco Daddy, one or the other.
Nice. I knew Tom served a purpose here. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for sticking around. We're at the hour and 21-minute mark. We never have a time limit. Sometimes our show will be 75 minutes, other times 90. It's whenever Tom and I decide we're tired of talking about spaghetti western. So
or they deliver the pizza. Yeah.
Or when the pizza guy comes. Either one, it's bye. But no, we try to time these to be, on average, maybe 90 minutes. Sometimes they'll run shorter, sometimes longer. Because we're fans too, so we're learning stuff too as we go along. And, well, not much in Tom's case, of course. But anyway, so let's move on to the next Luigi, Pistilli. Tom, great face. Here he plays Tuco's brother, Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Yep.
So tell us about him.
Also known as Gigi Pistilli. He was born on July 19th, 1929 in Tuscany. He died on April 21st, 1996 in Milan, committed suicide. I'll tell you about that in a moment. He was a theater, film, TV actor, married to actress Liliana Zabori. He was the father of Danielle Pistilli and Camilla Pistilli. After his divorce, his girlfriend was Mina, the singer, and she sort of broke up with him, and he couldn't take it and committed suicide. So he had and ended his career in a bad note. He was in Dollars for a Fast Gun in '65, played Groggy in For a Few Dollars More. He was in The Avenger, again, Texas Adios as Fernandez, the lawyer. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is this picture here, plays Padre Pablo Ramirez, Tuco's brother. Death Rides a Horse, plays Walcott, great role there. The Great Silence, plays Henry Pollicut, another great role. And in Night of the Serpent, plays the snake, the serpent, Lieutenant Hernandez. He's not in that very many, but he's got great roles in every one he was in.
Oh yeah, and I think here's a look everyone remembers.
Yep, Groggy.
Great role. Groggy, go wake up the men.
In fact, he was the last guy killed in For a Few Dollars More.
He just, if he wouldn't have stepped on that crunchy leaf or something.
That's right. Well, yeah.
Oh, no, you know what always gives him away, Tom? 600.
Clint's adding up the bounties.
Right. It's every spaghetti western where you think the last bad guy is going to get the good guy. What gives it away? It's the back clicking
Mm-hmm.
of the
Cocking of
trigger,
the gun.
the
Yeah.
cocking of the gun. They can hear it a mile away. They don't do that. They're all done. So you don't have to cock it. Just shoot it straight with your finger. But then again, that's just a stupid fantasy. Anyway, so we got one more photo of Luigi. I think I do. Oh, and this one I haven't seen this picture before, Tom. What film is that from?
Oh, that's from Texas Adios. He plays Alvarez, the
Oh,
lawyer. Yeah.
I've seen the
Mm-hmm.
film a few times. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't remember. It's a great look.
Yep. He's a townsman.
Oh, okay. You better get out of town soon. I love how they're all dubbed, and you look at them. They're dark skinned. They would sound nothing like.
Yeah.
That's one thing we've talked about. Well, we haven't done a show on dubbing. As I said, we might be able to do that for 5 minutes. But one of the things I would talk about is why did they, well, it's a different time, era, and frame, but why in the 60s did they hire people with a more friendly, how y'all doing? And it's Klaus Kinski talking.
Yeah.
Why not have a more, okay, I'll give one. The one where the guy comes back with Kinski's brother, and he sees his brothers, and he grabs one of their watches, and Jack Betts is there. And
Okay.
he takes Betts' gun and shoots the guy on the horse who was supposed to watch his brother. It's one of those films. I forget which one it is. I'm sure one of the fans will know. And that's one of the few times it matched Kinski's rage, but it was still some angry white guy. You killed my brother. You let my brother die. It's like, give it some. You know what I would have thought would have been good? A lot of these spaghetti western, let Steve Reeves do his own. I know he was soft-spoken, but it would have added to the film and his character.
Right.
Let Claus dub his voice in English. You actually want to hear that kind of German-Dutch accent. It adds to who he is. So to just hear, he's going up to a guy and grabs him by the collar, and you hear, "Hey, everybody, we're going to lunch." You know what I mean? It's just like, that's not how he would act or say. So that is a gripe I have with some spaghetti western scenes where the actor, how he looks doesn't match how you think he'll sound. Anyway,
or when they change voice actors from film to film, you sort of get used to his voice in one film, and then it's completely different in the next.
They do that a lot in Sad and Sorcery. Steve Reeves plays, Hercules in about 8 or 10 plus films, and I'm used to hearing that one particular dubber who does his voice. And on occasion, you'll get somebody else, and like, that's not the voice I recognize.
Yeah.
So exactly. So let's move on, Tom, to an old timer, Luis Induni.
Yep.
And he has a very recognizable face.
Yep. Always played a sheriff most of the time. Him and John Barth have both played sheriffs in most of the Italian westerns. Also known as Louis Hinduni, Albert Lockwood, Luigi Radicci, and Andrew Scott. He was born Luigi Induni Radicci on March 5th, 1920 in Lombardy, Italy.
He's still alive, Tom. No, I'm just kidding.
He died on December 31st, 1979, Barcelona. What I know about him was apparently he favored the government during World War II. So when the war was over and Mussolini lost, he hightailed it to Spain and became an actor in Spain. I don't know how the Italian actors felt about acting with him, or they just forgot about it, or didn't know the story. But that's what I've heard. Usually plays a lawman, rancher, or authority role.
Yeah, no, that's what he does. That's what he was known for, like a Lorne Greene type, older and in authority. So on some of these longer ones, Tom, I could just start doing the first, and then you could.
Okay. Tell me when you're finished. I'll finish up.
All right. Tom gives Tom a second to have some of the old cider. What's this from, Tom, by the way? The Return of Clay Stone?
Don't know.
I had him in mid-drink. Go to the
tell.
Kid, Ride and Kill, Shoot to Kill, The Man from Cursed Valley. I just want to give you all a heads up. This one will take about 42 minutes.
Yeah.
So put pizza in the oven, get a beer, because this guy's been in like 1,000 movies. The Man from Cursed Valley, The Return of Clay Stone, Seven from Texas, The Son of Jesse James, Tune of the Pistolero, Two Violent Men, Fall of the Mohicans, Hands of a Gunfighter. We played Cap, 100,000 for Ringo, The Relentless Four, The Ruthless Cult of the Gringo. That must be known as something else, Tom. That title escapes me. Sun Scorched, Tomb of the Outlaw, Vengeance Ranch, as opposed to Blue Cheese Ranch. Django Does Not Forgive, and Geraldo. And that ends the D's. Tom will now pick up the next hour and finish up.
All right. Fistful of Songs, which was a TV movie. Fury of Johnny Kidd, For a Few Dollars More, I Do Not Forgive, I Kill. The Magnificent Texan, Rattler Kid, Turn I'll Kill You, Dead Men Don't Count. Go for Broke, Adios, The Taste of Vengeance, Goringo, Rebels of Arizona. 20 Paces to Death, When Satan Grips the Colt, Zorro the Lawman, Bullets Over Dallas, Captain Apache, Gunman in Town, Have a Nice Funeral, My Friend, Sabata the Killer, Santana Kills Them All, The Ballad of Ben and Charlie, Dig Your Grave, Friend, Sabata's Coming, These Damn Pounds of Gold, God in Heaven, Arizona on Earth, My Horse, My Gun, Your Widow, Return of Clint the Stranger, Too Much Gold for One Gringo, Blood River, Jay's Favorite, Karate Fists and Beans, Valley of the Dancing Widows, and the last one he was in was 74, The White, the Yellow, the Black.
And what a good film that was, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Another one of the worst spaghetti westerns with a talented cast.
Never sat through that in one sitting.
Which is worse, that or a spaghetti western with Franco Nero?
Oh, Sapola Colt. Another one I've never sat through in one sitting.
Sapola Colt. We're going to ask Franco about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's move on to our next spaghetti western character actor, who we are now revealing to the world after years and years of probably being in obscurity. Most of these guys, great actors, all of them. Not quite stars, but maybe they were a star in one or two movies, like Dino Strano. Right, Tom?
Yeah, exactly.
And but then most of these people are very recognizable. Now, this guy is one of the more recognizable actors because he almost looks the same in every film, give or take short or long hair, and that's Marco Zwanelli.
Wobbles.
Right. And basically he's one of the few actors that kept the same name. But Tom, he's I surprise everybody, he's our guest on the next show. He's alive, Tom.
He did play Mexicans once in a while, but most of the time he looked just like that. But
he is right. He's Wabbles, and great. He's great in that. And he's also great in everything he's in. He's that overset, great character who is kind of like the Rat. He plays both ends for a tip. He'll tell someone where somebody is, and then he'll get the crap beaten out of him. Which one does he get the crap beaten out of him? Is it Once Upon a Time or the other one?
Once Upon a Time in the West, I mean, Bronson beats him in the laundry because that's where he runs, and then Frank shoots him because he wears suspenders and a belt,
Oh, that's right. Okay. I thought there was something else. I remember he got a nice bullet for his troubles. But anyway, of course, Once Upon a Time in the West, Sabata, Chapaco's Gold, Hey Amigo, To Your Death, Fistful of Lead, his name was King, Beyond the Frontiers of Hate, Man with the Golden Winchester. Is that Mask of Zorro or Mark of Zorro, Tom?
The Son of Zorro, I'm guessing that's he probably plays like the sergeant role. There he is in Once Upon a Time in the West. Yep.
For such a fat, ugly character in just the character sense.
Yep.
Nice blue eyes.
Probably born in the early 40s. Right. As far as I know, he's still around.
Right. Because mostly they had, beady brown eyes, mean snarls.
Yep.
How do you make a guy with blue eyes look like a bad character actor?
Show him from a distance.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you really didn't see that shot. And if you did, it was for a minute before he had his, a bullet put in his head or something. No, Frank, I didn't mean it. Well, who wears suspenders out like that? Anyway, another bad Hank Fonda impression. So I got one more photo of him. And where is he? Still with that look. Here he looks like he plays a revolutionary, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know what that one is from, Jay.
I know, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at his names here. I would guess
Chappaqua
maybe his
Gold,
name was
maybe?
King. His name was
Yeah,
King, Tom?
could be Chappaqua Gold.
Right? Could be maybe when the movie was over, that's how he dressed. You just don't know. But anyway, great character actor, Marco Zwinelli. So coming next up here on our character actors special, part 2 of perhaps 4 parts, is the character actor known as, well, I don't know if that's what they call him, Miguel de la Riva, Tom. Very
Yeah.
recognizable.
Yep. Started out as a main actor, a star, leading roles, and then he went downhill after that. I don't know what the problem was, and you cannot find any information on this guy, and he was in about 25 European westerns alone.
At least, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, one of those
Worked by
mysterious
Michael
guys.
Rivers in the early days.
Oh, yeah. So it's like, I mean, even Dean Reed and some other mysterious people, they have a past or a birthday or a death day.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's one of those rare guys you just can't find info on. I'm sure there is, but we recognize his face. So, Tom, what's up with his films?
Okay, well, we started with 61, Savage Guns, Welcome Padre Murray, The Implacable 3, Shoot to Kill, 5001 Ace, Joe Dexter, he said that with Welcome Padre Murray, A Coffin for the Sheriff, Cult is My Law, Epitaph for a Fast Gun, $5,000 on the Ace, Shoot to Kill, Tomb for an Outlaw, Django Does Not Forgive, A Dollar of Fire, Dynamite Jim, $4 of Revenge, Clint the Stranger, For a Few Bullets More, Sartana Does Not Forgive, Sonora, Via Rides, The Law of Violence, The Rebels of Arizona, $20,000 for Every Corpse, Zorro the Lawman, Blood River, and he goes all the way up to 83, El Este de Rio Grande, and he goes back to Michael Rivers in that one. So, I mean, he's got a long career, but like you said, you can't find any information out about him.
Right. One of those weird, obscure character actors that you probably would never talk about or say unless you watch this show. And I'm not being boastful, or it's one of those actors. Let's talk about Miguel de la Riva today.
Yeah.
Who's going to say that except here on the Spaghetti Western podcast, because we care. We want to talk about these people, these forgotten character actors. Anyway, there's one last shot.
Yes, yep. That's when he was a leading actor. That's right, Michael Rivers. Not related to Johnny Rivers.
Oh. Right. Probably not. Cool. So, as I said, we're paying homage and we're honoring great character actors of the past here on episode 34 of the Once Upon a Time in Spaghetti Westerns podcast. I think this is our last one of the.
Thank God we'll be dead after this one.
Everybody, hope if you have to use the restroom, you're going to have to hold it in for a while. I know I am. This is Osiride Pervarello, Tom.
Osiride Pervarello.
Yeah. And
this is my candidate for the most European westerns that an actor appeared in.
2,317, Tom, and we're going to read every single one of them. Let's show his mug to the face. It's his face to the fandom. That is so. Yeah. Well, you got some vittles for me, Tom? So tell us about. I'm going to go take a jog around the block.
I told Jay, go on YouTube and put his name in, and there's a video that popped up about a year or two ago that shows, like, it's a whole movie, and he basically lived as a gypsy in Rome. His house was like the gypsy trailer in The Wolfman. It's like, and he had about, I think, this is no lie, Jay, he had like 18 kids.
Oh,
and he came from a family of 13 children, so he was one of 13 and he had 18.
At least.
No.
So, no, this guy, a ton of movies. I mean, any spaghetti western you can think of, he was in.
He was in, yep.
I'm just looking over briefly. I don't think he was in a lot of Leones. Was he in any, Tom?
No, none of the Leones.
Okay. Think about this, folks. He's in more spaghetti westerns than anybody who ever lived. Okay? Character actor, memorable, yet he's not in a Leone movie. You think, how does he have a career?
Yep.
Because that's the look that they needed. The prospector, the old town drunk, the grandfather, whatever. Just somebody to play that role. Films from Face to Face to Run Man Run, to the Two Faces of the Dollar, to Kill 'Em All and Come Back Alone. He has a role or a scene in, it looks like to me, was it close to 75 films, Tom?
Yeah, he was a circus acrobat, so that what that led to. He became a stunt man, and he and his brother Renzo were in a lot of Italian westerns because they were saloon patrons. They were in brawling scenes, all that kind of stuff. So anytime you see a saloon brawl and it's Italian-made spaghetti, look for him and his brother.
Okay. And what I'll do is I'll give a little background, Tom, because you better rest your voice. Also known as Herschel Curtis. I love that. That's a good name. And Armando Garcia, born in 1920, and he actually lives in my guest house here, Tom. So we're going to interview him next week. He's only 104, 105. Acrobat, stuntman, as you said, film actor. Did you already read all that and I'm just repeating it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Father of 13, as you said, lots of children. Uncle of poet Otello Peverello. And Tom's right by that assessment, probably appeared in more spaghetti westerns than any other character. And if you blink, you could miss it in some, but it doesn't matter. That's how he made a living, and that's why he's being honored on this show. So, and Tom Betts will now spend the next, 13 minutes. What were some of his movies, Tom?
I've got 2 pages of them. Starts with Buffalo Bill, Hero of the West in 1964. Adios Gringo, Blood for a Silver Dollar, 2 Sergeants of General Custer. Django Shoots First, The Hills Run Red, Man from Nowhere, Sugar Colt, Thompson 1880, Up the McGregors, Yankee, Any Gun Can Play, Banditos, The Dirty Outlaws, Face to Face, The Magnificent Texan, A Minute to Pray, A Second to Die, Pecos Cleans Up, Professionals for a Massacre, Run Man Run, The 2 Sons of Django, 2 Ringos from Texas, 7 Pistols for a Massacre, Shotgun, 2 Faces of the Dollar, Up the McGregors, Vengeance is Mine, Wanted, and For a Roof, A Sky Full of Stars, Hate Thy Neighbor, Kill Them All and Come Back Alone, The Longest Hunt, Man Who Cried for Revenge, and God Said to Cain, Boot Hill, 5-Man Army, Forgotten Pistolero. That only brings us up to 69. That's the first page. God Will Forgive My Pistol, The Stranger's Gun Down, The Unholy Four, Chappaqua Gold, Roy Colt and Winchester Jack, Shango, They Call Me Trinity, The Twilight Avengers, The Ballad of Ben and Charlie, Guns for Dollars, His Name Was King, Panhandle Caliber 38, The Price of Death, Trinity Is Still My Name, Il Venditore di Morte, 2 Sons of Trinity, Alleluia and Sartana Are Sons of God, Jesse and Lester, The Judgment of God, Life is Tough, A Providence, A Man Called Amen, Man of the East, Panhandle 38, Trinity and Sartana, Those Sons of Bitches, They Call Me Amen, They Call Me Providence, Hallelujah to Vera Cruz, The Man with the Golden Winchester, Shanghai Joey plays a character named False Teeth, The Son of Zorro, The 3 Musketeers of the West, Those Dirty Dogs, White Fang, The Crazy Adventures of Len and Kobe, The Return of Shanghai Joe, A, Who's Afraid of Zorro, The Grandson of Zorro, and finishes up in 81 with Buddy Goes West, where he plays the character named Trash. So, like I said, he's been in more than anybody else that I know of. The one that I suggested you check into on YouTube is one just called Peverello. It's dated 1966, and it's a little documentary about himself. So check it out when you get a chance. It's very interesting. Okay, Jay, you back from your walk?
Yeah, that was quite the list.
Oh, you bet.
My mic came off just a minute. So anyway, Tom, so this guy deserves an award for most spaghetti westerns, no doubt. Okay. Anyway, sorry folks, I actually I fell asleep for a minute. No, just kidding. Anyway, so no, he's a character actor. I think I have another one one more shot to show him as Jesus Christ. He played this on the stage.
Yeah. Usually play as probably a peon role or something, or a talisman, something like that.
Please don't take my wife. It's all I have. Yep. Right, exactly. So the great Osiride Pivareo, or you can call him Osiride, or you can call him Osi.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you call him. But they obviously called him in for a lot of work. Anyway, so that ends our part 2 of character actors of the Spaghetti Western. And I'd like to welcome you all here for sitting through all that. There's 2 more shows, I think, worth of, I guess, the P's through the Z's, I think we're at, or something like that. So we only done A through P. Okay, so we'll do the next parts of P through Z. Should take 2 shows, and then we'll move on to others. And we've got a lot of special shows tapped for the upcoming year. I'm not going to tell you anything about that for now, because there's no point. Just one show at a time. Take it in, enjoy it. Tom's waiting for that pizza.
Well, we don't want to jinx ourselves either, because we've got a couple of people on board, but we haven't figured out a date and time to do it. So
that's right. Jack Betts finally called me and said, "Jay, I don't know anything about your podcast, but leave me alone." So I don't. What did I do? Anyway, so let's move on to our next part of our show. After we do our main thing, we usually have 3 other topics, and then a 4th, and then a 5th, and it goes on and on, hour after hour. But we want to thank you all for sticking with us here through episode 34. Some of these shows where Tom and I are tackling a larger subject, like 20, 25 characters. Yeah, Tom and I are giving a rough bio of who they were, the films they were in, and little tidbits if we can. And so in that case, I try to throw in a little bit of humor to break up, because if it's just lists and lists, obviously it'll get a little monotonous. We know that as researchers, but we want to make it entertaining for you at home. So now, without further ado, it is time for... Okay, this is trippy. We're now in the psychedelic part of the show. Anyway, Tom, it's time for Book of the Week, and I'll let the esteemed Tom Betts go first. What do we got, Tom?
I've got one that came out, let me see, in 2004. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Dolce Vita by Mickey Knox. And it's authored by Mickey Knox. It's an autobiography. It's got 359 pages. It's in English. It was published by Nation Books. You can get it on Amazon for $5 used, and it's highly recommended. This talks about his life in Rome and all the people that he was involved in writing scripts for and taking scripts, and like he did on Once Upon a Time in the West and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, translating them into English and using common terms that the Italians wouldn't be used to, that he adds to the screenplays. And it's a great read.
Wow, I never heard of that book, Tom.
Yep.
Good one. And usually I know of every single one, but that, I guess, passed my radar or flew under. I'll have to look at that one. My book of the week, Tom, is one of the originals. After Opera of Violence, there was kind of a void. And let's see, where am I? Here we go. Book of the week. I had kind of a void after Opera of Violence. And there wasn't many books, but there was the first one that came out, Tom, after Opera of Violence. Remember, by Sir Chris Frayling. You remember the title of that, Tom? The first cover of what it looked like?
Yeah, it's a white cover with a picture of Clint Eastwood. Yep.
There you go. Spaghetti Westerns, Cowboys and Europeans, from Carl May to Sergio Leone.
Do you remember where you got yours?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got mine when it first. I was an early book reader. I loved to read topics that I enjoyed as opposed to school books. So I would spend my money on these obscure horror books, spaghetti western, film noir, and I tore them to shreds. I mean, I took them everywhere and put them in my knapsack. I would read this stuff in school in film school, as opposed to paying attention to, how to set a light. I'd be reading this underneath all my books. But anyway, great early book. It's been revised at least, I think, 3 times, right, Tom?
Well, at least twice. I know that. I got 2 copies.
Great book. Great to start out with. It gives you the A to Z. This is before he started to get a little preachy and lectury. This is more of, what do you think, Tom? It's more entertaining than his later books.
Yeah, he doesn't get too dry in this. And for when you and I picked it up, the subject matter was new to us. So everything he talked about, we didn't question. We were just absorbing information like a sponge. Oh, yeah. So it didn't matter what he said or how he said it.
Right. At one point, it was just this and Opera of Violence. That was it. Those were the only 2 books. But that's
he goes all the way back to silent movies in that thing.
Oh, yeah, he does, definitely. Then we'll move on. Tom, since you're the only one who does this, it's time for album or LP of the week with Tom Betts.
Album of the week. This is a rare one. This is $3. $3 of lead.
Nice.
It's by Giacomo Angelo.
Hold it closer to the screen, Tom, so we can see it. Are those inserts from the movie?
Yeah, they're just pictures from the movie. Fred Bear and Evie Mirandas were the lead actor and actresses. It was made in '65. It's on Cam 30-130. It's only in mono. It's got 16 tracks. This one's worth about $135.
Wow.
So that's a rare one.
Anyway, sorry, folks. I had the wrong. I had autograph up there. People are like, what? That's a rare one, Tom. Well, how much would you say, without giving a rough estimate? Thousands in your LP collection?
No. 250, 300 maybe.
But they're worth thousands.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you ever had a garage sale, right? Okay. That's not.
I traded some of the more valuable ones for some other stuff years ago.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good, Tom. So now we're going to move to Autograph of the Week. I don't know who moved Tuco. He's supposed to stay right here in the corner. There we go. And Autograph of the Week, I guess I'll go first. I might have shown another autograph I had of this gentleman on an earlier show when I did my poster and autograph collection review, which I'm not going to do again. That was a one-time thing because I think Mike Malloy was snowed in or something. He didn't have any electrical power, so we had to do a poster autograph show, which I didn't mind doing, but that was just a private one-time thing. So anyway, my autograph of the week is the good old Montgomery Wood. Or is that, am I right, Tom?
Brett Halsey, that's him.
Okay. Was that his other name, Tom?
Wade Preston.
No, wasn't it Montgomery Wood, or is that somebody else?
Montgomery Ford. Montgomery Wood
Ford. Gee, I always
was Juliana Gemma.
God. So anyway, Brett, who am I, Napoleon Dynamite? God. So Brett Halsey, great actor. He was on show number, what was it? Oh, he was after Robert Woods.
Yeah, it was after. It was in one of the first 10.
One of the first 10 or so. Great interview. You can check that on the archives. So he signed a few things for me, and this was one of them.
He wore the hat that he's wearing in this photo on the podcast.
Oh, that's right.
He still has the hat. That's right. Yep.
Very cool. And what's Tom's autograph for the week?
I've got one from Up the McGregors. It's Alberto Del Acqua, who's right there.
Really? Wow. Nice, Tom. Where'd you meet him at?
I don't remember where I got this, Jay. I don't know where it came from. Someone from Europe must have sent it to me.
Wow.
He's never been over here.
Oh, okay.
I've never been to Italy.
You've been to Italy, Tom, haven't you?
Yeah.
No, you haven't?
Spain, just Italy, not Italy.
Okay. Anyway, so before we get to the news, it's time for our 4th segment. Tom says it's a small segment today, but we'll take any segment.
No, we're not doing Vault of the Week this week.
Yeah, that's it?
Yeah, we're doing weekly news, but not Vault of the Week.
Okay, so for those of you who missed it, it's over. Too bad on all of you. Tom actually gave me a private preview, and I got about 5 minutes, and you talked about the manager.
No, it's Mike House's fault. He wanted information on Dean Reed, and I pulled it out of the vault, and then I filed it. And I'm not going to go back out in the garage and dig it up again. So,
well, maybe we'll do the Dean Reed newsletter or episode, or what do you call it? Issue. So we'll do that next week. Always have time for Dean Reed. Okay, then we're going to get right to...
All right. The weekly news is very short this week. There's a new British Blu-ray release of the Valdez Horses 1973, a.k.a. Chino, directed by John Sturgis, starring Charles Bronson, Jill Ireland, Vincent Van Patten, Marcel Bazuffi. It's on the Powerhouse label. It's Region B, high definition in English mono with English subtitles, running time of 97 minutes. Extras include an audio commentary with film historian Paul Talbot, a new 16-minute interview with makeup artist Gianetto De Rossi from this year, apparently right away, early on, a new 21-minute interview with uncredited screenwriter Stephen Geller, alternative titles and credits in an original theatrical trailer, the French trailer, a U.S. TV spot, an image gallery, promotional and publicity materials, and a limited edition 36-page booklet. It was released on January 18th. And there's a picture of the cover. Also, a re-released paperback edition of Lee Broughton's book, Euro-Western Reframing Gender, Race, and Other, in film from 2016 has just been published by Bloomsbury. You can find further information on their site, or you can go to Amazon. His books are so expensive, and they only come from England. By the time you add postage, they're anywhere from $75 to $100. This one you can get from Amazon for like $35, so it's well worth getting. Good news this week: no one passed away, so I haven't got any passings to report. Birthdays, though, include Guy Madison, who would have been 99 on the 19th. And it's funny, but an obituary for his brother popped up this week. Wayne Mallory is what he acted under, and he passed away on October 11th of this year. He was 100 years old. He was never in a spaghetti western, which I'm a little bit amazed at that he didn't go over with Guy and make a couple. Well, Guy was in Italy for a number of years, but he was in a number of westerns in the United States and was on The Adventures of Wild Bill Hickok with Guy. Also, John Richardson passed away on the 19th. His birthday he passed away a couple of weeks ago. He'd have been 87 on the 19th. Alex Nichol would have been 95 on the 20th. Telly Savalas would have been 99 on the 21st. And Kristen Nell would have been 75 on the 21st. And that's the weekly news for this episode 34. Back to you, Jay. I guess Jay went for another walk thinking I had a longer European Western news. There you go. I'm back. Yeah. I have a short this week.
I've been here. I just, I was reading the Dow Jones. Anyway.
Do you have a habit of knowing that this is Friday? Well, ever since we've done this thing, 34 episodes, when I get done, I think it's Saturday. Every time. It takes me an hour to get, this is only Friday. It looks like it's Saturday. So.
No, I wish. No, I every day is a Monday to me, unfortunately. But, it's always work. Don't have to tell you that, Tom. That's what we do here.
That's
researching, compiling notes, getting every show ready. But so that's basically it for the entertainment part. Let's show everybody who helps us promote the podcast. First and foremost, that would be Seb of the Spaghetti Western database. Seb is a great guy, and he's been on board since the beginning. And I don't have to tell you about it. All I got to do is just show you. That's where you go when you're not watching this podcast or watching a spaghetti western on television or Blu-ray. You just go to this site and just pick a topic, and it'll keep you immersed for hours. It's just a great source of knowledge, the SWDB. And of course, where would we be without the groups where all of you have found this podcast? And let's see, where is everybody? Okay, here we are. We start off with Tom's Westerns all'Italiana, of course, the sponsor. 800 Spaghetti Westerns in Spain. Once Upon a Time in Italy. Spaghetti Westerns with John Delaney and the Beard. Spaghetti Western movie posters. Il Miglio del Western all'Italiana. Spaghetti Westerns Unchained for the Blu-rays. Fanatiques de Western Spaghetti. And of course, Opera of Violencia. And our two friends, Hulk Janoon and Hideko Uno, who I've used their videos before in the past, but I don't know if I can use them again because a lot of the copyrighted music is attached to their videos. Unless I go in, edit out their music, put in my spaghetti western music, which is my original composition, so I don't have to worry about it, but we'll see. Anyway, Tom, thanks for another great show. Episode 34 is in the can, Spaghetti Western Character Actors Part 2. We'll have Part 3 next week, and we'll see if I still have Tuco or if I have somebody else who will be here. And we just want to say thank you all for watching our podcast for the last, it was almost 9 months since we started. It was a void that Tom and I felt needed to be covered and fixed. And so now we can just, spread the love, so to speak, the spaghetti western love. We got to keep the genre alive, Tom. We can't let it die out like a fused pistol with smoke. We have to keep the genre alive. So, Tom, what do we say to everybody?
Adios, amigos.
We say adios, amigos. And Tuco, who's moving forward ever so slowly, will say, see you next week. And if you don't show up, well, then you don't know Tuco.